As the heroes were beset upon by more golems, they eyed the strange contraptions around them. Their enemy sliced with sharp glass limbs and dazzled them with reflective light, but Nirkaj's weapon trounced their defenses with its sonic rune. Once all the heroes' efforts laid the golems to shattered pieces, they smashed the orbs that had trapped souls within for what could have been untold ages, and felt the blessing of Pharasma herself upon them for such an act. Continuing through the dark machinations of the temple, the heroes stumbled upon another room dedicated to briny swamps and more dread wisps. And perhaps predictably, the dread wisps showed their dread visages. Very unpredictably, however, they were greeted via the universal greeting.
Hey, yo! Adrian!
Yo!
He's introing here.
Hey, I'm introing here. What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to Stemming the GD Tide. My name is Scott. And I fucking
Scott.
love pickled items. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's right. Pickles. Asparagus. Other shit. Big fan.
I've
Now-
had many pickles.
Anyone else? Cam? What's your thoughts on pickles?
Oh, I eat pickles on a routine, regular basis. I have a 3.75 liter jug of pickled daikons and carrots in my fridge at almost all times.
Hell yeah.
I love using pickle brine for fried chicken.
Ooh.
A certain chicken brand, sandwich brand that won't be named, uses it and it is delicious. But also fuck them. But yeah, no, I'll pickle anything. I'm trying to think of something I won't pickle.
Ice cream.
Nope, I do it.
That's it. Everything. Your heart.
I do it. I'm not using it. Pickle it. Fuck it.
Love it. Dunk. Pickles and or pickled items?
Oh boy. Pickles are one of the things that I love very dearly, but have to be very careful about with my intestinal issues. Generally, it's, uncooked vegetables and shit that you're pickling. And I don't like pickled eggs, which is unfortunate because I do love eggs. But yeah, so I love them, but I don't generally keep them around because I will sit down and eat a whole fucking jar of pickles in one sitting. And that's not good for me.
Yeah. The vinegar, I guess, just disrupts ya.
Is it the acid?
It's more that it's the uncooked like vegetables and stuff, like fresh veggies and fruits and like high fibrous materials like that are generally not super great. But who knows? I just had surgery and we'll see if they re-enter the diet.
Oh, very interesting. Freeman? Tell me about your pickles.
I was a latecomer to pickles. I don't know what happened when I was younger. They were not really a thing. I didn't even like yellow mustard when I was a kid. But
Did your family not have
turned
pickles,
around.
or you just didn't want?
No,
like
it just
them?
wasn't in the house. It wasn't a thing. Yeah, vinegar, acidic type stuff, other than like lemon juice, wasn't really wasn't really there. So with one exception, which would have been like a white vinegar with French fries, which was something a little bit common out east, maybe.
You were on the malt vinegar coast and you're using white vinegar?
Yeah,
malt
that's what I was
malt
going to
vinegar
say.
too. Yeah, no, both
right.
both were options.
Okay.
If malt wasn't there, you were happy with white kind of thing, right?
So Joseph Smith was like, no pickles and only white vinegar on your fries.
Malt? That sounds like the devil's vinegar.
Yeah. No, as far as I know, that was not on the list of what is called the word of wisdom regarding the rules around what you should intake in your diet. But as I grew older, pickles I discovered them through sandwiches, like a really nice, like meaty, savory sandwich with a crisp, fresh, even and cold. Like actually I love a warm sandwich with a cold ingredient on it. And yeah, that combo and that crunch and that texture and that zing, that made me fall absolutely in love with pickles. So big fan. I don't know what else I can say. Love fucking pickles. Love them.
Okay.
Just had a Vlasic before we recorded.
Boom.
Crunch down on that baby.
James.
It made my face twist in almost pain,
Yes.
and that's how you know it's a good pickle.
In ecstasy. James, we all know you like pickles.
Yeah, I did start a pickling business. Yeah.
Tell us the strangest thing or the most surprising thing you pickled.
The strangest thing I ever pickled was probably garlic via a Japanese method using nukazuki, which is like a rice bran. You essentially just bury it in this shit and it comes out gently fermented like a week later. It's real weird flavor, like kind of musty. Not a fan, but some of the stuff was really good, like nuka radishes or like green beans or stuff like that. But when it comes to like hot or acid pickling, like I'm sure everybody's thinking, I don't think I've ever pickled anything that I regretted. Pickled eggs, pickled quail eggs, fucking Hellman's relish, like all of it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, love me a good pickled egg. So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
One further question. Everyone's thoughts on sweet pickles, bread and butter.
Here for it. Totally here for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a miss for me. Like it's hit or
I like
miss.
them. Yeah.
It's a no for you, dog.
It's not a like every other pickle. It's a hard hell yeah, brother. Like there's no like like you offer me a bread and butter pickle. I'm like maybe.
I'll send you some sweet pickled jalapenos in that care package.
Ooh.
See, once you go there, I'm on board again. But like if it's just a cucumber and it's sweet, I don't know. For some reason, it's just. But like I don't mind sweeter pickled daikon radish, like Korean style. Like that's perfectly delicious. Eat that shit all day. But like for some reason, bread and butter pickles just miss for me sometimes.
Toss it on a fried chicken sandwich.
It's only like a Christmas meal kind of thing for me.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind a sweeter pickle, but I prefer like the tangier one, the one that's just got a lot of zip. The thing for pickles for me, what's most important is texture, though. I think flavor is one thing, but like if it doesn't have a crunch, nice cold crunch to it, especially if we're talking like cucumber pickles or something like that, then I'm lost. If it's like soft and warm, bleh,
Yeah, a soggy gherkin is just like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. So speaking of which, recently I had cornichons, like proper French cornichons, like probably like a year ago or something. Like the little tiny gherkins, and like imported from France in this like jar that was way too expensive. So one of the servers at work bought it, and they were amazing. It was so good. Yeah, love that shit.
Hell yeah!
I like a horseradish pickle. Delicious.
Yeah.
And also pepperoncinis. I'll tell you, my fridge.
Oh, I love a pepperoni.
I will fuck up a jar of pepperoncinis just by themselves. Like
there's a Spanish
100%.
tapas place down the way from me called Como Taparia, and they have a little tapas called Yilda, and it's just pepperoncini with olive and anchovy on a stick, and you just like one bite, and it is the epitome of briny goodness.
Yeah,
It's
that
the
sounds
greatest
intense.
thing.
I think we're gonna have to pick this up later.
We're going.
I need that in me right now.
And it's been on the menu for ages, and I go there all the time, and I never knew what it was. And I don't know why. I was just like, I don't know. There's a part of me working in restaurants that I'm like extra polite. I didn't bother asking, and I finally asked someone, and they told me, and I was like, "Get me that now!" And I'm never not ordering like two
of those. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a Scotch tag. Have, need, want.
Yeah,
I could get there for $300. I'm booking the flight right now.
Let's
and,
go.
All right, see y'all tomorrow.
It's outrageous.
See you next week, listeners.
My fridge is just full of pickled items to add in for Caesars because my partner and I love drinking Caesars
Hell
with
yeah.
good garnish,
It's the Canadian Bloody Mary for all you Americans listening.
but way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
Clam.
Having had both,
No, it's
it
not.
is. Caesars are better.
Yeah, it is.
It's better with gin. I'll tell you that much.
Speaking of briny goodness, let's fucking fuck up these corpse, light, wisp, stupid, floaty head things in their stupid briny little pots. That's a segue, kind of.
There you go. By the loosest definition, I just want to. I just realized. I think this is like the 4th or 5th fight now that like I can't really cast spells. Like just in general, it's all golems or wisps and shit. It's been
I guess
fun.
you could say we're in a pickle.
Nah,
Son of a bitch, you did it again.
you did it again.
Yeah, well, you step into a room of briny goodness and are presented by these wisps and this floating face in smoky, wispy bits. Anyone recognize that? As it greets you
Is that Zordon?
with the universal greeting? Nobody here?
No,
I'm
I know I should, but I don't.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you probably should have of anyone because it greets you with the universal greeting, which is you're the reason why I chose that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and
it's
I will-
familiar to me. It almost looks.
I
like,
will
like
tag
a
on
rin.
that this face floating in the
Is it
air
from episode
has
100?
a cut across its face.
Is it Bryan Cranston?
It's not Bryan Cranston.
I get that joke, Duncan, and I really
Yes.
appreciate it.
Oh god, it's got a cut across its face, and it greets you with a universal greeting, and all the wisps seem to wait expectantly.
What language was that?
Is it Shad?
Shad? Dude, remember that character?
What language was that?
That was during the wave of...
Is this from episode 100 though?
It is.
Okay.
Is it the French librarian?
No.
No, it's the one that James talked down with Arthur.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. In the
Episode 100, Part 8 is called Universal Greeting.
Okay. In the lighthouse, right?
Yeah, in like the extra dimensional one. Yeah.
Third floor.
What language does this wisp say that in? It's a good question, Scoot. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the universal language. But more
Common?
importantly,
Esperanto.
maybe it's an Esperanto.
Fuck you. Get out of here.
That's so good.
Fired.
You're
Okay,
rehired.
that gets a hero point.
Thank you.
Yeah, perhaps no one here recognizes it, with the exception of Raphael in the back. This phrasing of greeting strikes you as very unexpected.
Ruff will put his hand on Beryl and Nick's shoulder and slowly step through, repeating the universal greeting. Ba weep grana, weep ninibong. And as is tradition, he offers food and pulls out a sausage roll.
Always got one back in.
And I can't believe we made this canon. This glowing face with this slice across its cheek does this sort of like floating, almost like nodding bow to your greeting, and says, "Have you brought souls for
sacrifice for the nation.
Not today. This is just an investigation of what is going on here.
Yes, we are dungeon inspectors, and this is not up to code at all. There are many things that we need to take care of, okay, before you can take any more souls.
I have paid all of my OSHA dues.
Really playing that +2 charisma for all it's worth.
The way they've been handling these souls without proper PPE is just blasphemous.
My God, the glass all over the floor and the tripping hazards. I mean, I know you don't have feet, but come on.
I fail to see the problem.
Regulations are written in blood.
We'll see you in court.
This thing kind of, its head sort of tilts the side a bit at your response that seems like oddly cavalier. And by response, I mean what Raphael said, not all of the jokes that followed. And says,
I know you. Do I not?
I am the many. It is more than possible that we have been made of acquaintance. But not in this current incarnation, I don't think.
No. It is not this incarnation that I know. It is you. And perhaps your kith and kin. You are responsible for the time I was taken out of time. You and the other Shuni.
Uncle Jack?
Certainly not.
Jack Russell?
Uncle Arthur.
I never gained his name, but you have his bearing. Tell me, Shuni of an undetermined age, what do you plan to do here of all places?
In this particular room, we have no ambition. It was merely curiosity that brought us through these doors, and we beg your pardon for disturbing what must have been a slumber of many years, and further, for removing you from your current place in time. Our intention in the temple, however, is a little bit more complicated, he says, and his pharasmic tattoo pulses with light.
In which case, do not do me the disservice of sparing my intelligence. I am but a priest of the dread god. I am aware that more machinations continue to revolve within this place. What is it you seek within them, within the grinding gears? What are you after? Is it vengeance? Is it justice? Is it anything at all?
I cannot speak for my compatriots, but I seek balance between those that have been taken and those that have been lost. And it is my ambition and my will to see your dread god spared of the annoyance of Belcora.
You speak with a wisdom that I appreciate. She is powerful, and we are bound to her through her connection of the aberrant god. But she would use the uncaring gaze. That gaze lost direction this Haruvex would seek. Your wisdom goes many lengths. I once promised your kin that I would stop those who would seek to stop their goal. You are not this person. You seek the same, if not by an identical definition. You seek justice for my God.
Close enough, I think. We're saying the same thing.
Indeed.
Roll me. No, I'm gonna roll a sense motive on you. With this exchange of words, all the wisps blink away
Oh.
and leave you be.
Noise.
Good spin on that, James.
Thanks. Ruff wipes like a profuse amount of sweat away from his brow. Well, I don't think that could have gone any better.
My God, little Shuni. That was incredible.
I re-listened to the exchange from episode 100 part 8 before we recorded, and the exchange could not have been more on point of just how awkward the whole thing was.
Yeah, I'm really on this vibe of now that Ruff has kind of come into his own as the Shaika of like varying between this very young Shuni energy and like this really ancient deity, and I'm really trying to find a balance there.
Oh, it's so good. But I mean, this you might have to go back. Maybe we'll talk about behind the scenes. But the original exchange was a natural 20 on a diplomacy check, and it was this thing had promised Arthur and the gang a very certain something, despite the fact that it gained a scar on its face. Anyone who want to recall or tell me how it got that? There's a hero point in it.
Didn't Krugga hit it first
Wasn't
before Arthur stepped up for the diplomacy check?
Wasn't Krugga.
Okay.
It was Aelin.
Yeah, it was Aelin.
I remember specifically Arthur not going first in that combat.
Yeah,
and having to try
Aelin
and
went
talk
in
my way
guns
out
a
of it.
blazing, and then Arthur recovered it with a conversation.
Thank you, Uncle, Ruff says as he steps up and puts a sausage roll into the brazier of like swamp plants.
Okay, that was a donation.
Mentions putting in this sausage roll. My God, I almost said Aelin. Harold walks over and begins smashing the pots of briny water.
Okay.
Now, I heard they did this before. Get rid of these wisps. And
I mean, we did just treat with them.
what they don't know won't hurt them.
How do you know they're not still here?
Ruff very quickly walks towards the exit.
I never said I was smart.
They're naturally invisible. They don't just
He's
teleport
so
out of
handsome,
ether.
but so stupid.
So stupid. Perhaps Harold stays his hand before demolishing the place and follows our first Raphael.
Barrel
God
just-
damn it. Oh, it's gonna be
damn
bad.
it.
It's gonna be a bad episode. Here we go.
Harold can do whatever he likes.
Okay, so he walks towards you. He's like, well, I think maybe we should destroy these things. And then maybe Solomon will hop in and make him see better.
We came to an agreement, and that is to remove Belcora from this plane. So perhaps antagonizing them by destroying their homes is not our best maneuver.
He thinks for a moment and then rolls a 40 esoteric lore and concurs. and walks out of the room.
40. Jesus.
God damn. Holy crap.
Well, I was caught up in the moment. Let's get the hell out of here.
I wonder if we should take some sort of break at some points. I know this is not an ideal place to rest, but Barrow still appears to be a little drained from a previous encounter, and I am running a touch low on my magics.
Beryl will stretch, and this would be amenable to me as well. There is still the cave that we found near the running water on the farm level.
Or we could just take the teleportation circle up to the library.
Yes, we could go up there too. See if Talford and Augriel have discovered any more information.
Maybe do some research on golems. They appear to be fairly prevalent down here.
There's so many golems. I feel very I've had to get creative, and by creative I mean trip them and make them fall down.
We do more research on wisps.
Yeah. Are you guys okay with taking a little break at this point? Get that drained off barrel, get some spell slots back?
Yep. Giddy up.
I feel like that invisibility curtain and that wall of stone will be pretty valuable to us going forward, because I'm pretty sure our next encounter is going to be Volek.
Do we have? How long has it been, and how far away are the goggles of night? Because I would love to not have to prep light anymore. That would be sick.
Sure. Yeah, let me...
I think it's the same day.
Oh, yeah, no, you got some time.
Have we rested?
Nope. Even if I fast forward a couple hours here, that's days. Yeah, you basically have placed the order same day right now. So
Yeah, that was this one.
I figured as much.
So you have effectively 3 days before they arrive, because you're most of the way through this day.
We really just fucked up a bunch of combats right there, like in a good way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just cleared 5 in a day. 6?
Light work, baby.
At least 5.
Yeah,
Light work.
quite a few.
Build different.
Yeah. And we pieced out of 2 of them, right?
Yep.
1?
No, those scorpions and this one.
Oh,
And the wisps.
Oh, this wisp one definitely could have been a fight, big time.
Yeah. Okay. Level up.
Level up.
My God, you just got one.
Okay. Rough. Yeah. We'll rest for the nights.
what about second level up?
Yeah, it looks like we're ready for 11Zs here.
Yeah.
I would like to do a golem research, but I don't really want to put you on the spot for that, Freeman. If I imagine you don't have it prepped because I didn't, mention it before like a real human being.
I'll go ahead and give you the fact that you've encountered. You what? Give me a roll. Arcana or crafting.
Only one of those from me. That is a 32 Arcana.
Yeah, this is super meta, but like you're well beyond some of the lower level golems, and the next step up from what you just fought, considering the stone golem, it's going to be beyond your purview. So I think your golem's safe. You've hit a lot of variety already in this adventure, so.
I would like to roll over that esoteric lord that I rolled earlier. Remember?
You
About
would,
the creatures?
Yep, of course you would. Yeah, yep.
And
40, yeah, you love rolling over rolls that are
That's
good.
right.
You love that. Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking that you could maybe not have to dive too deep in it, but you could let me know what type of wisp that lady was.
Oh, okay.
Sakawishu?
The other ones, despite it was Sakwishu, it was. Someone's going back to the notes.
No, I looked in the chat.
Oh, I forgot I was rolling publicly. Despite their different color and look, the green ones on the left and right were actually the Dread Wisps, which was like the single one you fought upstairs. But they looked different. They had a different thing going on. You're not sure what it is though. It's something to do with that room, I would say. And then for Sakwishu, all I'll say is she is, as she said, a priest of Nimbaloth. So she's a unique wisp with full spell casting. Yeah. And the danger of that room is the fact that those dread wisps could flicker and like hit you with like some crazy status effects. And then she can turn invisible and just start spell casting and just stay invisible the whole time.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Good job, Ruff.
Well, good sweet talking.
quite the fight avoided. Yeah.
Sweet boy.
In any case, you go to rest, regardless of where you go. I'm not going to have anyone come at you right now. But where do you go? Who do you talk to? What are you spending your time doing besides just resting and recuperating?
Library, research, Augrail, and Telford.
Okay. They are continuing their research, but there isn't much more they can glean. Maybe more about Nimbleoth, but it's all familiar territory. There isn't much information about what this temple is. It seems to have... I would actually say it seems to have almost, in some ways, like there's like certain books and stuff that deliberately go round about the subject. Like Belcora didn't want much information being even written down. As far as the lenses go, you've learned about 3. There is a 4th, but it is more limited with those notes.
All right, that's rough.
Is there any information on further worshippers or ways to worship Nimbleoth? Like if that was a priest, would there be any more information on that type of thing?
Yeah, you know what? I think there's 2 other subjects that you haven't discovered, so I can give you one of them. One of them is holidays and aphorisms around the worship of Nimbleoth, or the relationship with other religions.
Dreadsmith. I'll do that.
No one else, really? That's pretty good.
What shall I roll?
Holidays and aphorisms?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me in esoteric roll is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mint. 35.
Okay. You know, you're just jumping in, helping him with the research that's already done here. I'm not going to do any research points here. But as far as holidays go for Nimbleoth, cults of Nimbleoth that exist in small communities under the guise of a different religion, which you might remember as a thing, would take great pains to observe that faith's holidays if visitors or more rarely townsfolk don't know their gathering's true faith. So, but apart from that, worshippers of the Empty Death don't observe regular holidays or religious festivals, with one unusual exception. The exact date on which Nimbleoth's body was taken from her and Voidbracken was denuded of life is unknown. So these 2 events, nobody knows. So each cult just chooses one day of import to observe this anniversary. They just make up their own. The fact that no one knows the length of Voidbracken's year, because remember, this is an actual like planet or a world that exists in space. They don't know the length of the year of this space, makes the ritual like kind of even more arbitrary than it already is. So this is probably a very mortal thing to latch onto. Regardless, her faith will believe that on one of these so-called, they call them void dawns, the sun won't rise upon the world and all life will be snuffed in a dead tide, which is the thing that you ought to be dreading the most. And they believe that one day this will happen on this date. Cultists celebrate the night.
You said dreading. I think you mean stemming.
I mean, both. You should be trying to dread. You should be dreading and trying to stem.
Yeah, he fucking got you, Baron.
Yeah. I'll never be got. Never. Cultists celebrate the night leading to a void dawn with a gluttonous feast consisting of all manner of carnivores and monsters, meals they often make during the proceedings while the quote-unquote food still lives. When the sun inevitably rises, the cultists choose one of their own as the final feast in atonement for failing to bring the dead tide to the world. Aphorisms. Worshippers of Nimbleoth fondly quote and recite their favorite tales from the Whispering Reeds, each of which has a number of memorable and haunting lines. However, a variant of an infamous quote from the Necronomicon particularly resonates with the worshippers of Nimbleoth, and it is thus: Long dream the dead, yet even death can die. A note on this is that too many, the notion of death is akin to an eternal slumber, a dawnless rest in which the soul experiences an afterlife in the way a sleeping person could dream several different lives in the span of a single night. Whether a dreamer wakes with the dawn or dies in their sleep, all dreams eventually come to an end. Just as when the empty death comes to call, even death knows oblivion, and even death may die.
Metal.
Indeed.
What's that Game of Thrones quote?
I'm bad.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
No, the Iron
Something.
the Iron Coast people.
Winter is coming.
Not winter's coming. Yeah.
What's already dead? You can't kill what's already dead or something.
Yeah, I forget. But yeah, something like that. It's reminiscent-ish. Yeah.
Whatever. Well, that's badass.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What's dead may never die. There you go. Suck it.
What is dead may never die. Okay. Yeah, in this case, even death can die.
Will die.
Will die. Because as we know, Nimbalast's touch will send a soul to oblivion as if it never existed.
Can't wait to do that to Belcora.
What about Beryl and Nick? Anything you two want to tackle while we're here?
Anyone want to go check with Morlabent, or anyone want to go to town, or are you sticking within the vaults?
I think Barrel's mostly just trying to talk to everybody. Probably hangs out with Talford for a little bit just because he's weird and she is interested in weird things. Like, she is just a person that thinks mushrooms are the neatest thing in the world. So something as weird as Talford probably piques her interest just a little bit.
She's searching for signs of him being a myconoid. Like, surely he is. He's weird enough. He must be.
I think Nick would go looking for hints about that dragon's lair that they found the adamantite dragon in. Like, if there's any record of what that place was, what the dragon was, when it existed or anything.
Okay, sure. Yeah, roll me a... let's go with a society check for... because this is going to involve perusing the books that you found.
Oh boy. Not good. But a 9.
Can Talford help in here at all and roll one? Or I don't know where Talford's stats are at, but perhaps Nick tries to ask for some assistance. That's French listeners for help.
I don't know where you put Talford.
Sorry, just made myself laugh there.
You're the one that needs the trabajo.
Sorry, what'd you say, Cam?
I said I couldn't find Talford. What am I rolling for Nick here? Helping him out with occultism? Society. I got it. Natural 1 for a 20. I've never heard of that. Now go away. I'm reading.
I must have just imagined the whole thing.
Probably. You seem like you would.
How good would it be if we just changed, we retroactively were like, every time this happened, it was Nick just staring at the wall and everyone's like, Nick, you okay? And it was all that it said.
There's just a montage at the end of him, like he actually pried the grounding spike out of the wall, but he was talking to somebody the whole time that wasn't there.
Yeah, it's just Fight Club.
Right after a single frame of hardcore pornography.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm afraid you find nothing related to Le Dragon.
Slow piano cover of Where Is My Mind starts playing. Well, that was a waste of time.
We got a small little fun lore dump there.
Well, I guess that's it, unless y'all got anything else you want to do. Ruff is tempted to give up the die if anybody has any interest in it. Not because I don't want it, but because I want to keep the Whispering Reeds in that retrieval belt going forward, just in case we run into Belcora or any other incorporeal creatures or any Nimbaloth checks.
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
Yeah, all yours. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll put it in the stash because I don't think I can just give it to you. I really enjoyed rolling it. Big thank you to our patrons for creating the gear that we have. Sorry we don't use them enough.
Oh, don't worry. That's going to change for right now.
Okay. And then Ruff will put the Whispering Reeds in his retrieval belt because I think that's going to start coming in real handy.
Okay.
And I think good.
You rest and head back?
I mean, I think that Duffy gets a lot of love in this, so shout out.
I think you have a very strange definition of love, my dear friend. Because most of what I receive
Isn't love just given?
is derision and abuse.
You are filled with love.
I mean, I just want to validate your feelings, so I'm sorry if you feel that way.
Do you? Do you do that through non-consent? Is that your mode of operation?
Let's not
is
get
it?
too far down this conversation. I don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah, not as far down as all the things you shoved into my throat.
You came from a pattern and we can put you back.
I mean, you are a bag, Duffy.
I am a puppet with a soul. You seem to have forgotten these things with a little extra additive of magical dimensional pocket space.
Secure the bag?
They just tie Duffy to a pole and leave him there.
You settle down, okay? You're getting very...
Oh, I should settle down. I should settle down.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Mr. Talford, can you handle this bag for me, please?
Get me away from that chain-smoking sociopath.
Yeah. Smell my
Duffy
canvas.
just smells like stale cigarettes.
Yeah.
Here, Duffy, it's your favorite. It's a cotton ball soaked in laudanum.
All right, so y'all head back? What's the deal?
Yeah, head back. Yeah.
I don't
think
wanna go.
The only place we haven't got... Then stay here with Mr. Talford. He needs an ashtray.
Never mind, I'll go.
That's what I
Have we
thought.
rested?
But yeah, we've rested, I think.
Before we
rest,
go,
I'll switch it to the
That
next
was the
day.
plan.
Did we ever get the story from Beryl as to why she has the metal feet?
Yes. We didn't get the story of the woman in Harold's mirror locket thing, though.
That's true.
Damn, reversal.
Yeah. Uno, reverse.
Well,
Glad to know Scott cares about my character's backstory enough to remember it, though. Yeesh.
I'm not
Time
gonna
to
lie,
head back
down. That is exactly what you did with Aelin. What after Arthur talked the wisp down and Aelin had struck Scott. I was listening today, and you were like, and he pulls on his collar and goes,
whatever. I'm dumb, dude. What do you want?
just as dumb as your characters.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's so hard to play a smart character.
Mm.
Like, I can pretend to be charismatic, but I can't pretend to be smart.
Relatable.
Are
But
you guys gonna have a little roleplay moment, or what? Did you ask for a reason? Or?
So, Harold, not to seem too forward or as if I am coming on to you, but who is the woman that I see in your, what would you call that? An amulet or locket?
Oh. Yeah, this is an amulet. It was something that was given to me by someone that I cared for deeply. You might be able to see a woman, face carved in here. It's starting to slowly fade, but I do try to put a blade in it every once in a while to recarve out the face. Her name was Akilda, and we met in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. I was hunting a saber-toothed tiger, white, strange, almost mystical beast. But it got the jump on me. Her and her companion showed up. What seemed like out of nowhere. And they used powers like what you see from me. But it was before I had any of these. Before I had my mirror and my amulet. And I learned my ways from them. I became close with Akilda. We fell in love. And we spent a few years together. Good years. Hunting. Giving offerings to Skode. She was the only one that could track better than me. She was incredible. Could use... Just knew what the animals were thinking. Anyway. Like all followers of Skode, luck runs out sometimes. Not many people die of old age that follow this deity.
Is she the one that introduced you to Skode?
Yes. To my whole lifestyle at this point. I didn't know about Skode and I didn't know about these powers. I was simply just a hunter looking for money. Trying to get by. Hell, it all started just trying to get meat from my butcher shop. And it became so much more.
Do you, I don't know if this is too personal or not, forgive me if it is, but do you think you could describe your first communion or your first introduction to Skode? Like, was there a ceremony? Or I'm always interested in other people's beliefs.
I can. Though there was ceremony to it, it ain't like what it's like down here. Ain't no big
like
cathedrals.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing like that. It's just you, the nature, the endless rolling icy plains in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. Just bleak and ongoing, and just chasing down animals for days until you can corner them or they fall. And when we took down our first big game together, we just lit a fire, saw the sun over the mountain go down, and drenched ourselves in the blood. And that was our offering. And they were good years. Seems almost like a lifetime ago. I guess it was.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing.
No problem. To be honest, I haven't talked about it in years. She's on my mind. More than I'd like to say. But, I don't often speak my piece. So I do appreciate your care and your wondering. Maybe just helps her keep her alive a little bit longer, you know?
She will stay alive as long as I remember you.
Indeed. And I hope that's more than a few days. And I hope we can put an end to this.
I plan to live a very long time, so it should be fine.
Good. Good. I appreciate your optimism. I guess we should get back to the business at hand then.
And Beryl will just nod and lead the way, being able to see in the dark.
And Harold kind of stands and gathers himself as Beryl walks away, and she uses the sleeve of his leather armor to wipe a tear from his cheek. Steels himself to continue.
Perhaps everyone is feeling as they get closer to the end, waves of nostalgia, sentiment in their own capacities. Even if, whether or not you've overheard this conversation, it must ring throughout you all that, you're in great danger, you're coming to the end, and you must be dwelling on the things most important to you. I like to think that there's a couple of feats that secret feats that Harold has as well that were never really applicable, like things from the realm of the Mammoth Lords. Like I forget what they are, but there's a couple from the Quest of the Frozen Flame AP where it's like, if you subsist through foraging, you can feed the whole party, like automatically kind of thing. Or like you there's a feat that's like, how to strip an animal perfectly, like way better than the average, stuff like that, being a butcher and whatnot. I like to think he has like those feats as a bonus feat somewhere in the background. But you head back through the teleportation circle and back to the area in which the Lady's Whisper had directed you. And you know of no other way but back the way you came, like before. What do?
We go back the way we came.
Okay, so you head back to the chamber where the Lady's Whisper left you. Or you left her, whatever it is. You walk back in, and you recall that there's these weird pipes on the eastern wall. And as you waltz back in, the Lady's Whisper sort of steps away from the wall that it was standing, and just continues to turn around and walk towards. There are, in fact, 2 separate sets of double doors that lead to the south, and
he's learning.
It approaches one of these doors, and the doors open as it approaches, and it wanders in, expecting you to follow.
We follow.
And as you wander in, you see the glow of a Dreadwisp rise from a basin to the south of this equally as large room, exact same shape, effectively, except on the eastern side there are 3 pipes that lead to the east. But now you have, again, 2 separate sets of double doors to the south and a single door to the west. And that is the door that the Lady's Whisper points to. Again, you get this feeling that you are being put through trials and tests. Ruff, you're welcome to roll me an Abomination Vaults lore to push your Shika knowledge to the limit.
Yeah, Ruff would like to do that, and I also am starting to wonder if we should roll a check on these pipes. Like, I don't know why they're increasing in number, but that seems like a lore crafting or an engineering thing, and that's not his bag.
I'll remind you that they, from a distance, they have like an iris-like kind of like structure within them. You can see, so like there is something that prevents you from going through. But yeah, they are effectively open air in a way.
No secret level down there?
You haven't gone to explore them. You haven't gone to look, so.
That's a Mario joke. I don't expect you to get it.
Yeah, definitely not me.
It's a 22.
Mario's stupid.
Yeah, totally.
22. Let me ask you a question. I know why, meta-wise, you would be pushing the limit for these checks to understand this place. Why is Ruff making the concerted effort?
Ruff is making the concerted effort to protect his friends. He wants to know what's behind these doors because each one feels like it's been a trap or some sort of gambit to intentionally fool us to making the wrong decision. So every opportunity he has to delve deep into his avatar state and figure out more information to keep the other 3 alive, because he knows he's not walking away from this. He's going to take it.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners. I spoke real fast there.
He pushes himself to, at this point, probably feeling overwhelmed, maybe even with that sense of nostalgia. Suddenly there's 3 pipes in this room. You still don't know what that Lady's Whisper's goal is. Now you're entering another trial, and you try to push your limits to understand, but it is too much. With the role you just did, it's too much. And you will push yourself and gain the moderate curse of Pharasma. Why Pharasma?
Is that a failed roll?
It's why? What do you got? I know.
Turn back the clock.
Yeah, turn back the clock.
Or let's try that again, actually.
I'm imposing it anyway.
Okay, cool. I dig it.
It's you're doing something well beyond the rules of this game. It is pushing yourself into the future and too far into the past at the same time to understand what it is you're supposed to expect. You're effectively searching into the memory of something else and your own memory from the future after having experienced it, and it's too much. And you're pushing those limits. Like, Pharasma is on your side, but to a degree. The Shaika is the one that is interested in all time at all times. You basically have 2 divine entities on your side, but Pharasma will only be okay with so much, because you are an undying entity, essentially, at this point. And I will tell you that Pharasma, at one point, the Shaika is part of the Eldest, which is a group of Fey gods, and at one point one of them actually siphoned power from the River of Souls, and Pharasma absolutely just dragged them from the Feywild and made them a servant for eternity, and no one remembers their name. So it's a tumultuous relationship at best, but there is a similar goal right now, but for some reason, in some capacity, you've pushed her boundaries. This curse is not going to affect you in one way, in that you can't really... Augury is not going to help you as a spell anymore. However, I have the opportunity to really make one of your rolls at my discretion horrible for the next little while.
All right. Ruff puts up his hand generally towards the door and tries to dive into his psyche like he has previously to get kind of an idea of what's behind those doors. And you can kind of see the struggle behind his closed eyelids, and then blood just starts dripping out of his nose as the light emanating from his tattoo just pulses and fades.
My gods, Ruff.
I don't think we're going to get any chronological help on this one. No advance notice. We should be on our guard, as we are truly on our own here.
Are you okay, buddy? What just happened?
You ever try to see the future and the past at the same time?
Oh, yes, all the time.
No.
Is there like a sneeze and a hiccup?
I think so. I'm just trying to push myself a little bit beyond the boundaries of this physical form, and there are bound to be some side effects. And he just pops a cantrip. He pops a detect magic just to make sure that he's still capable of, pharasmic magic.
Well, you're not a divine caster anymore, so you're okay.
No, but he is still a worshiper of Pharasma, and
Sure,
I don't know if he knows that he's I guess he would know that he's an arcane caster, but he's always going to have a little voice in the back of his head that says, "What's been given can be taken away."
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Pero will look back and forth and then press open the door.
You crack the door to a very long 5-foot wide hallway. One of your favorites. Long, narrow hall that is stark white. Whitewashed, quite literally. And it just seems to extend 60 feet away from you to another single door.
Pero will cast Detect Magic and then if there are no magical sources, give a. This seems a little too easy. Give me one moment, and we'll
No, there's magic
kind
all
of
around
squat
you.
down. Yeah.
All around.
Okay. And then we'll squat down and give you an old perception check.
Okay.
31.
31 perception. Yeah, it's, like standing outside of this hallway, looking straight down. No, you don't see anything. Looks stark, white, and simple.
All right. Looking up at the ceiling, having learned from previous mistakes, we'll take a few steps in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You step in, take a look at the ceiling. You don't see much. Anyone immediately following as well?
Ruff will be right on her heels.
Okay.
Harold is searching for traps.
You step in and you get like a couple feet in, like 10 feet in or so, and suddenly you, out of the corner of your eye barrel, you spot a kind of swirling color on the wall to your right.
Barrel averts gaze.
It seems to extend upon the wall and then up to the ceiling and then down onto the floor, and there are images swirling into them. You avert gaze?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a serious, yeah.
You actually want to do that? Were you joking? Okay. Ruff, you are on the heels. You see the same thing start to form around the walls on you, and Harold behind as well. Nick, outside of the room, or the hallway, you don't see anything, but you see them all sort of start to eye different things happening around them.
We need to move.
Yeah, you keep going in.
Yeah, just using Inoki for echolocation. Beryl will kind of hold him out in front and just follow the vibes.
Okay, you step in further and you keep walking down the hall, and you realize that the images on the walls are like hodgepodge memories of your own. Beryl, you see like maybe a moment in your childhood when you were like competing with somebody. Maybe you can fill the gap of what the competition was. But this is back in like the Galazur days where you grew up pre-losing your feet or your legs. This is like a childhood competition. You see this thing and you win something of some sort. Can you describe what that might be?
Yeah, there was a competition to see who could get the forge the hottest with the bellows, because that would normally be a child's job to work the bellows just to like maintain the temperature, and so it'd be who could get it the hottest and then who could keep it the most consistent temperature for the longest time. Things like that would be, I think, very dwarfy child competitions.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Raphael, you are seeing similar things. I might refer the listeners back to the Arthur montage, perhaps spending time with your uncle about Otari. But if there's another unique moment you want to express, but friendship or an amusing moment in Raphael's past.
It's not like fully fleshed out, but it is a young Ruff, but you do see the pharasmic spiral, and it's probably just like him and some of his peers laughing in the library from where he went to study to become a a war priest, one of the pharasmic chosen. I cannot remember the name of them off the top of my head.
Yeah. Okay. Harold, you're next in line, and you're seeing, maybe a moment of victory as well, friendship, maybe in the Mwangi Expanse, something that touches you in a very positive way. Maybe it's like a close call in a combat you didn't think was as dangerous as it was, but you barely scraped by, and the best thing you could do is laugh it off. You tell me.
I think that he's thinking because he has memories of a woman that he shared so much time with because of the conversation he just had, and he just sees them together. And potentially you would think that it would be in a hunt, but it actually is quiet times by a fire, and he just kind of sees the firelight glancing off of her face as he just reaches and puts a hand towards the wall to touch a cheek and smiles as he kind of does so.
Okay. And Nick, you've entered the hallway, I presume?
Before he goes in, can I just give you a quick perception check to see if you can figure out what's going on? Because you can tell something's up.
Sure. Yep.
He just throws it a grenade and closes the door.
31, same as Beryl. Like, from your position outside of the hallway, there's not much to go on. You know, you just see a stark white hallway, and all of your companions kind of like marveling, or at least you could see Harold marveling at the scenes around him.
Yeah, so I guess because they don't seem to be super in distress, he will follow.
Mm-hmm. And as you walk in, you see the swirling colors form along the wall as well. You're no different. And something positive, something wonderful. Maybe something from your days in Absalom. Maybe you saw a firebrand in a market, lay a snarky rich man at a stall, lay them low in an insult, or by tripping them over. I don't know, like just something silly that maybe inspired you to have the bravado that you have now. What do you think?
Yeah, very much like that. Being a poor, wretched kid, seeing a very well-dressed command with a walking stick, kind of parading himself through Absalom, and just the glamour that he seemed to carry himself with, and seeing him converse with a shopkeeper, and see him maybe pocket a little bit of wares on his way out, and nobody be the wiser but Nick.
Sure.
And that kind of stuck with him.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, like someone that seems well to do but is just putting on airs for a more subversive act, and taking inspiration from that. As you all walk through this hallway to the other end with a single door, roll me a will save. And Beryl, you can have a bonus from the avert gaze.
2 on the die for an 18.
18, okay.
22 for rough.
Okay.
4 on the die for a 26 for Beryl.
36. For
36. Okay. Beryl and Harold have succeeded. Ruff and Nick have failed.
I'm going to hero point it.
Okay.
26.
That's a success.
Ruff will turn back the clock.
Okay.
25.
Success.
Oh, yeah.
Critical.
Perhaps you all maybe saw more quickly than others. I think with Harold, maybe it strikes his heart a bit too hard to see this image, and just instinctually I have to look away, especially since you have resolve. It becomes a critical success. Actually,
Yes,
you got a critical success.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. And someone else's resolve too, I think. Rough. You tear yourselves away from these images, and you realize that they were starting to slow you down in your walk. You were starting to become quite fascinated by them, and you were having a really hard time tearing your attention away from these wonderful, wonderful moments. And perhaps that speeds your pace a little bit towards the door.
Yeah, definitely hastens us a little bit.
Okay, you get to the door, Beryl in the front. She quickly cracks it open, and the path widens into now a 15-foot wide hall, and it very quickly turns down to the south and seems to loop around back towards the east. As you step into this room, you can see the images spill out from the hallway you're in and onto the wall here and all over the floors as well, and the images start to shift and change, and they are no less attractive for you to stare at. You start to see, Beryl, something much less positive. Something where you've been scolded, where an authority punished you. Actually, maybe it wasn't even you. Maybe it was someone else important to you. You see something like maybe your friend's crying. There's a significant failure somewhere in your life that is formed in these colors and these images. What is it?
Probably Beryl's dad. losing his job when she lost her legs. And even though he may not have absolutely like blamed her, she always blamed herself for the economic hardships that were incurred because of it.
Okay. Ruff, you were taking up the next one. Similar kind of idea. Something maybe that stretches beyond even your time, though. Maybe you see the image of something that you never personally experienced. Or maybe it is a humiliation of Arthur when you were in your formative years. You tell me.
Steal your hearts, listeners.
Oh, no.
So, while Raphael is a fish seeker, he was never a particularly good swimmer. And one summer before the Rod and Bow Club, Arthur took Ruff up to that lake to teach him the family business. And Ruff fell out of the boat and almost drowned. Arthur managed to save him, but Ruff will never, ever forget the look of utter disappointment in Arthur's eyes when he realized that Ruff was never going to be able to swim like him. And that's what drove Ruff to the Church of Pharasma. That's what drove him out of Otari, is that memory of not living up to Uncle Arthur's expectations. Or that perceived memory, because we all know Arthur, and that's not how that went. That was just fear, but, young Raphael is imposing that disappointment onto that memory.
Jesus Christ.
Brutal.
Told you. Told you.
Absolutely brutal. Okay. You can see these images are taking on a deep red crimson tone. I've turned on more lights on the map. There's a dark shadowiness to them. It's no longer a hue of colors and beautiful imagery. It is something specifically dark. Harold, you are no different, of course. Maybe you have memories of the other hunters that warned you about encountering a Gogateth and, seeing what they went through, seeing the outcome of maybe someone being hit by it. Maybe it's something else entirely. Coming across the devastation of a camp of some kind or a village. What sort of horrible failing, whether it's yours or something else's, comes to these images?
So while out on a hunt with the others in the realm of the Mammoth Lords, Akilda and her kind of hunting crew, her hunting party, which he had joined, they were away for a significant amount of time, basically tracking prey across the plains, the frozen tundra. And by the time they returned to the following that Akilda belonged to, a large swath of them had been wiped out by a pack of Draugr that had been in the area, and just a group of undead. And he just remembers coming over a large plateau and just seeing the wailing of children and mothers and weeping fathers and fires burning their mammoth hide tents, and just the pure devastation that he knew that if they had been back, a few hours, half a day earlier, if they had pushed it a little harder, if they had had one less break or one less night under the stars enjoying themselves, they would have been there to defend the people, but they weren't. And they all knew it was on them.
Nick, you grew up in the mean streets. Probably saw a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. And for Nick,
give us something that that echoes the defeat of everyone else here, like something where someone somewhere or something failed, and it had devastating effect.
From Nick becomes like a small child when he walks into this room, and he takes from this, his family was taken away in a rather cruel manner from what he saw. He doesn't have the clearest memories, but his father standing up against, a bigger person, a uniformed man that struck him down in a moment of confusion and fear, and then everything around him came crashing down.
You all recall these moments, you see them painted upon the surfaces around you, and you feel these projections of defeat. Whether it was someone else failing and you blaming yourself, or you quite literally failing. I think for the most part, they seem like projections upon yourselves, but it is no less devastating. Everyone roll me a will save, as this strikes your minds so hard.
Natural 1.
Ooh, that was a pretty
Natural
devastating
2.
memory.
Hero point.
No, okay, we got a natural 1 and natural 2. What does that add up to?
22.
22.
I turned that natural 1 into a 23.
Okay, hero point. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I want a hero point. Yeah. 25.
Okay. Rough.
26.
Okay, Harold.
27.
We are not rolling well.
Not well at all.
But is that a success?
No.
Okay, I would like to use my
Everyone's
minor my minor boon of pharasma.
Oh. To
+2.
Change it to a 29.
it turns into 29. Still a fail.
Fuck.
Oh.
Whatever.
Everyone has failed. Everyone takes 15 mental damage. And everyone hears some derivative of a whisper in their mind that says something to the effect of, "Let me take something from you. I can stop the pain. I can remove this memory from you." It doesn't seem to imply that you'll never remember it, but it seems to be asking for a sacrifice for you to put it away, for it to no longer bother you. And let me tell you now, it should be tempting for you all. You can cleanly reject it, but I really want you to think about your characters and what they would do in this moment.
I think Beryl, in the immediate agony, almost turns it over, but I think that she does hang on to it just because, like, in her mind, nature is the good and the bad. It's together. You can't just get rid of something because it's painful, because predators need to eat, and spraining your ankle is just as natural as anything else. And so I think that she does hold on to it purely for that reason, that it would be desecrating a form of nature, like her natural life, to give this up.
Okay. Rough.
Ruff goes in the opposite direction. He has given his life, his sense of purpose, and any aspect of a future to this task. And he's not a dumb guy, so if he thinks this is part of the ritual, that this will get them through the ritual, which I think he does, he will let go of the memory.
Okay. You will sacrifice to the offering of this whisper. Harold.
Harold will deny. Because to Harold, these memories make him strong. And this is a memory that is closely attached to remembering his partner, and that is just one piece of a story that unfolds that is monumental within his life. And giving up that would be giving up his history as well as her memory, and he could not abide.
Dude does not abide.
That's right.
Yeah. Nick?
I think Nick would sacrifice the memory, and not out of a sense of the bigger picture, but almost out of like a sense of self-preservation.
Yeah. Like he barely remembers it already kind of thing. He's already rejected it, so it's easy to repeat. I thought you were going to go for that. That's great.
That's a good one to get rid of.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
No one blames you for that one.
If that was my real life, I'd get rid of that one too.
Yeah, I mean, as far as he's aware, just having to think about this shit and taking 15 damage is probably the cost enough, and he's not thinking about a bigger picture than that.
Okay. Okay. For those who rejected Beryl and Harold, who rejected the offer, I should say, you become stupefied 1.
Oh no, that's bad.
Walking through this harrowing experience, I imagine you all are sort of walking quite quietly, observing these things, having these moments, hearing these whispers, projecting them. You loop around the hallway here and through the dark crimson light, heading back towards the east. You continue along, and these images start to shift again. It's really difficult to pull your minds away. You've slowed down now. Like, you've slowed to a small pace of walking. You were in a hurry from that small hallway, but this has really dragged you all along. And you enter a new area where the light and images start to reform again into more detail, less darkness. And perhaps you have a moment of, reprieve in your heart that says, oh, thank God the worst is over. We're back to the thing we started with. But of course, that is quickly dashed away when you start to see different images in which you yourself, you failed. And there was nothing you could do. You witness evidences and scenes of pure powerlessness that you can recall. Not necessarily something you can blame yourself. This one is not about self-blame. This is about a moment in which you could do nothing, and it has always plagued you.
Yeah, so Ruff takes point here, and he sees the froghemoth.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Son of a...
Oh, no. Oh, goddamn.
Yeah. It hasn't been very long. It hasn't been lifetimes or generations, but he, in this form, has not felt as powerless as he did during that fight. All this new magic, these amazing abilities, a deity inside of him, and he couldn't save his friend.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I remember that quite vividly. It feels quite on point with what you expressed at the time, from what I recall anyway. You were all dragging your feet along here before, so we can change the order here. Who comes up next behind Ruff? Who's the least slowed in their pace?
Nick comes along next, thinking about what drove him from Absalom. He had been with a group of thieves, but calling themselves adventurers at the time, and he just remembers their last heist, their last breaking and entering into a small mercantile shop to get some coins and stuff. But on the way out, he he made the racket and he got the guards on them, and he just remembers the feeling of being hidden behind, in an alleyway looking at his friends who he will never see again. One of them mortally wounded at best, and doing nothing about it, telling no one about it since. And it slows his walk a little bit every step he takes.
Brutal.
Lagging slightly behind is Harold. And Harold now has his thumb rubbing over the face on the amulet. And the vision that he sees is when the hunting party went to try to enact revenge or see if there was any slaves taken by this group of undead. They ended up in a cave on a plateau in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. And there they found not just the Dragger, but a lich. And helpless to what was going on, he watched as every single one of the hunting party, including his partner Akilda, were taken down and overwhelmed by magic which they had never seen. So powerful magic. And vast hordes of undead. And that was where he began his campaign against the undead. But in that moment, he was utterly helpless. And he's just replaying the vision of his partner being hacked to pieces with nothing he could do about it.
Thank God we're almost at the end. This is
Oh, it's okay. Mine will be very lighthearted and normal.
Yeah, I bet it will. Top of the pile.
For Beryl, it's almost a montage of a small glade with a small pond that when she first lost her legs, she used to go and soak her feet in there because the inflammation from the constant rubbing from where the prosthesis touched and made contact, it would just swell and inflame. And so she would soak her feet in there, and just each day it seemed like there was less and less forest as the mining town was clear cutting to gather lumber supplies for building houses, for running forges and furnaces, until one day she just realized that the water that she had been soaking her feet in was starting to be stained with chemical runoff from alchemical supplies and was just polluted to the point of causing her skin to turn red when she would soak her feet in it. And just realizing that there was nothing she could do to stand in the way of this mass industrialization, the mass industrialization that fed her family and made her these legs, but still destroyed the one thing that she kind of had that made her feel better.
We are dark. We are a dark and troubled group.
No. It's all pretend, James. None of this is real.
We've actually all had wonderful, privileged white lives, and we're all making this up.
Despite the
There's
privilege,
never
I
been
still
a
amounted to
problem
nothing.
Never had any problems ever. God, no traumas. Okay, all of these things, of course, are overwhelming you. Like, as you're walking along, like maybe Harold, like every way he turns, he thinks he sees another something person dying, but it is his partner instead. For Nick, it's, same thing, like a different friend being pulled away, a different tree dying for Beryl. Like it just goes on and on and on, and it's like so very overwhelming. I keep saying, I'm sure. Everyone roll me a will save.
31.
33.
32.
28.
Harold and Nick have failed. Any hero points?
Don't have any.
This is the third one, and I only had 2 hero points, bud.
Okay. 16 mental damage to each of you. 8 to Ruff and Barrel.
Even if I got a critical?
Oh, you roll to a critical success. Yeah, that's a basic will save. So yeah, you don't take any damage. Which means it's important actually, because everyone but Raphael, after taking the damage, receives the same offer. To stop this memory, to put it to a halt, so long as you're willing to give something up. Again, think very seriously about whether or not you want to accept this. It's free to you, but like, what would your character do with that memory and this offer, this painful, painful moment? Nick?
Nick would keep this one. Since relearning, what friendship's all about, and, knowing what the pain of losing it is kind of helping him along in this journey and keeping him dedicated to the people around him, even if that hasn't been a conscious thought of his until now.
I think Beryl holds on to it just because this was her motivation for becoming a druid, for protecting nature, for literally dedicating her life to protecting these small bits of nature that can bring people peace. Because this is probably like the biggest one of like, take this the fuck away from me that she faces, but it's also like her core motivation for what she became. So
Yeah,
I
for
think
what
she
you
does
do,
hold
yeah.
on to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Harold?
I think that Harold is in the same boat as Beryl here, because while it's such a fucking painful, brutal memory that he sees in his worst nightmares, it is the genesis of the person that he became after he was in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. That's where he became a thaumaturge. This is where he what is that? Undead Slayer. Like that was basically how that started, and it pushed him to a different direction. I think that as painful as that memory is, there's no way he could give that up.
Okay, and as you walk your way to the end of this hall, you see another. Actually, you see nothing. You see a dead end, which is quite alarming. And you're waltzing through these memories and trying to push back or accept this offer, and it's becoming more and more overwhelming. But Raphael, with your critical success, you're able to shake off this moment that's plaguing you, and you are the only one who spots 2 secret doors in this hallway. One to the north as you go, and one to the far east.
Yeah, okay. He'll push the one in the north open, and everyone, to me.
You quickly come in here and you realize there was a quick shortcut between the original hallway and the one you're just in now. You missed it. It couldn't have been spotted from the outside, but you didn't check when you entered the hall.
That's on me. If you keep going at the end of the hall, there is another door. And they make their way out of the oscillating color room.
Okay, yeah. You waltz into this to the far end, and you just push on a certain part of the wall, and the door kind of spins open, and you enter in and quickly close it, and you are in a very tight space that is stark white, just like the hall you first saw. And it's actually almost beautiful. It's a very, very clean and sheen kind of white. And you look, you take a moment to yourselves and you take in your surroundings, and it's lit magically with light. And you feel like you can see the barest reflection of yourself within the pigment of the wall. Like the light is reflecting back, and it is just a moment of literal and metaphorical reflection that you're going to have here. As you settle your minds and your hearts over what just happened to all of you individually. And what did I say? Harold and Beryl were stupefied because they rejected the offer, right?
Yep.
And who rejected the offer this time around? It was Nick and Beryl.
And
It was all of us.
Everyone rejected. Okay. You all become doomed one.
Oh boy.
yay.
Ruff and Nick, who accepted the offer in that second hallway, please roll me 1d6 each, please.
4.
5.
Okay, Nick, 4. As you have this moment of reflection, sorry, I'm going to go back. Beryl, you and Harold both, really, you feel as you have this moment of reflection in this reflecting room, as it is called, as maybe Ruff just suddenly dawns on him. I'll give that one for free. This is a room of reflection upon what you have just seen and experienced. And you feel this sense of doom come over you, like you have gone through so many emotions, and you've already had a day of nostalgia, and you've come into these rooms and these halls that have affected you so severely, and now the doom inside you is more than your own thoughts and emotions. It is metaphysical. It is magical. It is affecting you deeply. Nick, you have rejected, along with Raphael, some offers here, but you knew you had to sacrifice something, and you seem to have walked away unscathed until now. You no longer have the Titan wrestler feat.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Damn.
You are just unable to recall that skill. Gone. You don't know where it went. It's fleeting for sure. It's somewhere in the back of your memory.
Savage.
Just
Ruff?
all sense of leverage is gone from his head.
Ruff, you've lost your quick recognition feat.
Oh, okay.
Not nearly as impactful.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Nick's not doing a whole lot of chipping or grappling anyways. It's fine.
Yeah. True,
I
true.
mostly used it for the repositioning assault, but I don't use that very much.
So should I delete this? Is this a permanent loss?
No, just make a note of it if you can. It is technically temporary, but I will require you all to try to understand what's happened to you before I give you the details. But yeah, you are in this room of reflection. So many things dawn upon you. Memories seem to have been erased. Most of them are, in fact, just at the forefront of your minds and your emotions. And it is extremely difficult to process. And perhaps, I think, there's not a dry eye in this tiny, tiny room. And that's what we're going to call it. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.